This is the moment where most beach house projects either become incredible or extremely expensive mistakes. You already have the concept, you already have the layout, but now comes the question: how this house actually look, feel, and live? Today, I'm going to show you how I transform a concept into a full 3D model architectural proposal using this project in Pacific Marlin as an example. But before continue, if you are planning to design and build a really nice beach home here in Nicaragua, subscribe to my channel. This series shows you the real process without filters. In the previous episodes, we were talking about the site analysis, the topographical survey, the conceptualization stage, how we need to orient the layout of the house, the breeze, the cross ventilation, the volumetric proposal, how the sunlight affects the interior of the house, the sun exposure, and also a little bit of lifestyles. At this point, the house works, but now we need to give it character, emotion, textures, colors, the soul of the project. Because, like I said in previous videos, what I sell is not drawings, designs, or 3D models. What I sell is the final experience of living in one of my designs. And remember, finishes are not decoration, finishes are architectural decisions. This is the step where many people go wrong. They start with tiles, kitchen, and Pinterest images before the values, proportion, colors, and light are correct. In my process, finishes come after the client has validated and approved the conceptual proposal, never before. And this is exactly why working with a architect who understands the tropics or the tropical weather save you money long term. So once the conceptualization stage is approved, I move directly to the 3D model. In this 3D model, I work with my team in order to create a very detailed 3D model with all the characteristics, the textures, the colors, the proportions, the materials, everything according my client envision, necessities, and obviously budget. So let's move to my computer. Okay guys, this is the final 3D proposal of my project in Pacific Marlin. So as you can see, the model is finished. We were working on proportion, obviously. So you can see that the project looks proportional based on the size of the pool, the height of the ceilings, the height of the stories, the carport area, okay? And based on the length of the project. To get this proportion, I use the golden radio. I use a rectangle and I use this point, the angle or the point of this vertex, and I use the same height. This way, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be proportional for our, eyes. The perception of the house is going to feel proportional and comfortable. For that reason, I really love to use the golden radio. I have learned this from the architecture school and also the other, legendary architects. Okay. So this, I'm using the same, just applying this to a modern age. I study the shadows as well in this 3D model, the final 3D model. I just turn on the sun exposure, and as you can see, we have a really nice shaded area inside the house. For that reason, I really love to use this tool. I have the exact geographic point San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. And in order to have a shaded area most of the time during the day, obviously, when I'm in the sunset hour, approximately 5 p.m. or something like that. So we will enjoy still a shaded area, but we will enjoying also the golden hour. That's really amazing. I really love to enjoy the sunset in San Juan del Sur. This is something nice experience that you need to feel. For that reason, this is the final 3D model, because based on those calculations, I determined the length of the balcony, which is a overhang at the same time. As you can see, it's a really nice overhang. And also, I turned off the trees that were here because to have a better perspective of the 3D model. But yeah, we have a lot of neem trees over here, which allows you to have a shaded area as well. Please don't cut trees. Use them as a architectural tool as well. But again, when my clients are enjoying the sunset in the second story, they will see or they will enjoy a really nice view towards the sunset, the golden hour here. Okay, that's really amazing, even if they are using the bathtub area. So I have calculated the exact length of the balcony based on that. And as you know in the previous videos, this balcony or this deck is pointing directly to the San Juan del Sur Bay, so they can have a really nice sunrise breakfast together. Yeah, so that is going to be amazing. I promise you a video on that place once the house is built. And if you want to see the house built, please subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be documenting the whole construction process step by step. So subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be aware of this project. So also, as you can see, we have a garden here, an open space here, and we have a mountain in the back. So this area is going to provide a cross ventilation. As you can see, the length of the house is in this direction, so the wind is coming from this direction, which is going to allow me to have a very cross ventilation using these panoramic doors. Okay, that's really important. Also, we have wind or breeze coming directly from the ocean, and also the pool is going to be cooling that air as well. That's a really interesting effect, and we need to take advantage of everything. Now, let's talk about finishes, colors, and textures. As you can see, this is another view of the house. This is a software that I use to show renderings, to make renderings for a realistic look. This way the client can see in real time how the house is going to look. I really love this software. So this is an infinity pool. As you can see, we are using a smooth material called Diamond Bright, and I have selected the onyx color, which is a darker color, in order to have a more contemporary look for them, because as you know, this is a contemporary architectural style, and they wanted to avoid the white color. They wanted to have a different house in that spot of San Juan del Sur. So it's a really nice look. This is an infinity pool, like I said. We have a infinity effect all around the pool, like a C shape. So all the water is going to be dropping here in the infinity effect once the pump is turning on, obviously. We are using a gray color paint for the very front of the infinity effect. As you know, this is monolithic concrete, and the pool itself is the retaining wall of the house. Okay, this is going to be a concrete plus rebar wall, and we need to go deeper, maybe 4 or 3 meters, based on the soil study. Everything is a onyx color, black color. The effect is going to look amazing, and we have 4 feet depth for the pool, I mean for the swimming area, and then we have a shallow area to put chairs and something like that, and enjoy the sun at the same time, because as you know, this is the sunbath deck. We don't have a roof in this direction, in this part of the house, just here. Talking about finishes, as you know, we have a fixed budget, so I was proposing this fiber cement wooden deck look. It's not wood, it's a fiber cement material with the appearance of wood. So we are saving money and we have the look of the wood at the same time. This is cheaper, but it is functional at the same time. And we are using this tone to balance, to make contrast with the black color, because as you can see, the PVC sliding doors, the windows, and the fascia, which is a metal fascia, are black color, and also the interiors we are using gray tones. So yeah, I decided to use a light wooden color for the pool deck. All this is a metal structure, okay, and these little retaining walls are cinder blocks with rebar in the middle of the cells, and also we are going to pour concrete on it. This way we are using a less expensive retaining wall. Where we need to use 100% a monolithic wall is in this area, because the pool is responsible. You know, the water is really heavy. So regarding the structure of the house, we are using metal structure, okay? And we are using, for example, in this area where we have a important balcony slash overhang, we need to use lighter materials. So for that reason, the very front of the house, we are using Emedue, which is a really nice material against the heat, and it's also lighter. But in the back of the house, we are using cinder block plus concrete structures, because this is the core of the house. So, which is going to have the most responsible role, you know, structurally talking. These columns are fake, we can say, because we are using metal columns inside, and we are just using a cover with fiber cement as well to keep the proportion. We need to take care of the proportions. We cannot see a little column over there, so that's the reason why. In this direction, we have a sidewalk. This is especially for the visitors of my clients, their friends, that they can be parking their pickups and going directly to the living area using this door, or they can go to the pool deck, the sunbath zone, or go directly to the pool. That's very important. And meanwhile, they are walking to the house, they are enjoying the amazing view from this, we can say, viewpoint. That's really important for me, the experience. As you know, in this corner, we are using a special cupboard for the laundry and the pantry and the body room. And we are using a fiber cement material as well. So we have the cinder block wall, and then we are going to be installing that material like a siding, you know, like a wooden siding or a cladding wood, you know. And also we are going to be using a special stain for to get that wooden look. And also for the ceiling, in this case, we are using natural wood because we need to balance things. We are using a cedar, you know, cedar wood, and we are going to be applying the same color, the same stain color, and we need to create a special maintenance plan to protect this wood every 3 or 6 months, depending of the type of wood. I think cedar can resist 6 months. Yeah, we are using a glass railing as well because we need to enjoy the view from everywhere. We have a really nice 270 degrees panoramic view towards the ocean, towards San Juan del Sur. That's amazing. This is a house designed for a young couple. For that reason, it's really open to the nature, to the ocean. They need to feel happiness here. And also over here inside the house, we have a polished concrete with natural color. This way we are saving money, but at the same time, it's a really modern flooring look. Also, we have the staircase. We are using metal structure in the middle, and then we are using metal plates for the steps, and then we are adding the wood on the top using screws. This way is a really nice wooden look, and avoiding, you know, costly materials. We decided not to use a glass railing here. We are just using this cables system, okay, because it could be dangerous if you were enjoying wine, for example, in the town, and you want to go to the master suite after a really nice night party. So yeah, we have here underneath a really nice garden. That's really important to keep the natural sense of the project. And over here we have a powder room, a half bath. For this internal walls, we are using drywall or fiber cement walls, depending if we are in a dry zone, or we can use fiber cement material if we are in a humid zone. That's really important. We are using solid wood the whole doors because it's a high-end house. Don't forget that. And then we have here the kitchen. We have designed a really nice island because they love cooking. Meanwhile, they are enjoying the San Juan del Sur town. And we are using countertops. We can select the countertops based on our, catalogs. I have a ton of catalogs here in our architectural studio. But anyways, I think that the best practice is to go with my clients to the finishes store to select everything. I love that part. The emotion of selecting the final finishes of your home is something that you need to experiment by yourself. Okay, so we have a sink area. We have the backsplash using the same, countertop color. We have a 36 inches fridge, and we are using a darker wood here for the cabinetry. And obviously we have windows. That's very important in order to have very good illumination meanwhile you are cooking your best plates. Yeah, we have a lot of cabinetry. That's really important. This way you can storage whatever you want, all the bowls, the plates, spoons, forks, etc. And then we have here cooktop, and then we have the hood is hidden, as you can see, because this is contemporary look. So we need to keep the simplicity as much as possible. And we have the ceiling in the interior, which is drywall with white color. So we need to keep a contrast. It's very important. So as you can see, the floor is lighter than the walls, or you can decide to be the walls lighter and the floor darker. That's acceptable as well. But yeah, this is practically the finishes for the living area. We are using a darker wood color as well to make contrast again, matching with the color of the doors and the furniture. I love to use floating effect furniture to keep the consistency of the contemporary style. But yeah, as you can see, even the frames of the PVC windows and doors are jet black. That's the code of the black color. So we are using the same color for the interiors of the bedrooms. This is the master suite. This is the secondary bedroom and number one, and this is the secondary bedroom number two, and also the master bathtub area. This is the 3D model. But yeah, for the fascia, I'm using a metal fascia in order to keep the contemporary look, using a special paint against the salt of the ocean. We need to keep a maintenance plan as well. Every 6 months, we need to apply that special paint. And for the roof, we are using a concrete slab. This is a special concrete slab using MDUE as well. This is the only way that we can keep the contemporary look. I mean, the straight lines and the thinner lines of the project. If we are using metal roof like the sink, we need to create a slope, and the minimum slope for a metal roof is 10%. So we will need a bigger fascia, which is going to be incorrect for this type of project. We are keeping the straight lines, that's really, really, really important. But yeah, now let's move to the renderings. We are happy with the 3D modeling. We move towards the renderings stage. So as you can see, these are the final renderings of the house. We decided to apply the same siding wooden style like this one in the laundry and slash pantry room. So this is really nice because we are balancing, the textures. That's very important. I always stay with my team in a designing meeting, comparing, analyzing everything. Okay, put this color over here. Okay, I don't like it, remove that. And that's my everyday here in the studio with my team. They are amazing, the best dream team ever for architecture. So this way we achieve this nice concept, this nice result. As you can see here, we can see the wooden ceiling look. That's really amazing. That's really important for us. And yeah, this is the look for the other, side of the house. As you know, in the beach front is where we need to have the best facade. So in the back, we can use less materials. Only the clients are going to see. So there is no problem with if we leave this simpler. I mean, the back of the house. This is the final look of the house. And for the interiors, these are the final finishes. As you can see, I made a lot of changes here. We decided to use the same siding look from the exterior to the interior in the middle to have a symmetry. And also we decided to play with the gray tones. For example, the wall on my left is totally black, and the wall in the middle where the TV is going to be is a micro cement, is a different color, and also the textures, as you know, is a rustic texture. This looks much better, and also the floating effect furniture is nice combined with plants, little touches. We changed the design of the main door because this is the main door for my clients, and let me explain you that. For example, they are coming from the town buying their groceries, and they don't want to be bothering their visitors here in this area, the social area, so they can go to this road directly to the pantry slash laundry, or they can go directly to the staircase, which is this one, and go upstairs, okay, to the master suite. So that's very important for me, the experience, remember. So yeah, this is another look of this. Oh, we decided to install this beautiful mermaid. Yeah, so this is the final look of the kitchen. We decided to use another type of wood over here to make contrast again with the countertop and the backsplash. The curtains, the lining features are matching with the rest of the house. I mean, black color, gray tones sometimes. Even the faucet of the sink is black, and this is going to be the beautiful view that my clients are going to be enjoying every day. It's a really nice view, unbeatable. I can say this is one of the best views where I have designed a house. And this is the master bathroom with a bathtub area. I love to use this type of windows with no frame in the corner. This way you can enjoy with the best experience. We have a glass panel over here because we have a rain shower, so we need to avoid the splashing water to this side of the bathtub area. And also, as you can see, we are using big format gray tones tiles. Those are trending right now. And also, I know that this is a contemporary design, but at the same time, I love to use these rustic couches, like this bench or this basket for the towels, for example. The type of ceiling fan right here is wooden look. I love the wall mounted faucet for the sinks as well. This is the toilet area, and we have the master bathroom. We can go to the walk-in closet on my left, or if you prefer to go to the master bathroom over here using this opening as well. We don't have doors here because I wanted to keep that feeling of spaciousness for the master suite. And also we have this really nice decoration with those fish. I love those pendant lights. That's really nice. And also we have this is a king size bed, but at the same time we have a coffee table and chairs over here. Again, I was playing with the colors of the walls besides our black color, but the wall in the middle, we are using the micro cement with that rustic texture, and also the white color drywall ceiling. Okay, and this is again the master bathroom. Like I said, we don't have doors here. We have just an opening to go directly to the master bathroom. We have the toilet. As you can see, I love to use these contemporary toilets, the squared ones, and the floating effect for the furniture. That's very interesting. Again, I'm using the same countertop for the whole house. I think we are saving money. We avoid mistakes with the contractor. I love the pendant lights as well. I really love which is minimalist, contemporary, modern. I love that. And this is the secondary bedroom on the right. This the visitor who is going to be enjoying the house in this spot is going to be enjoying at the same time the sunset. Okay, that's really really amazing. And this is the balcony, okay, coming from the master suite. Like I said, the trees are lower than the master balcony, so they can enjoy a better view. Again, if you want to see the final result of this house, I mean, once the house is built, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, hit the bell to be aware of more content like this. And also, this is the view coming from the pool deck. We are using the fiber cement look, applying the wooden stain look. And as you can see, we have a larger overhang to avoid the sun exposure directly for the interiors. And yeah, this is the infinity pool. Once you are here, you can see how the pool is combined with the ocean. And that's really, really, really nice. When I and my team are proposing the finishes to my client, because at the end of the day, it's your decision as a client which finishes are you going to use. You need to think in the durability, the sun exposure, the proximity to the salt. So at this point in this era, globalization and etc., the human beings have developed and other options to protect these materials. For example, there are special sealants for the wood, a special paint for the metal, which are very closer to the ocean, that the salt can harm the structures. So we have other alternatives, because in the past, people for a beach house practically were just using wood or palm roof or castilla cane, something like that. Nowadays, we can use those materials, but applying the right sealant, the right extra protections. And again, as you can see, this is a modern house with a lot of glass, similar to a European home. But again, we cannot reply the same layout, the same designs from Europe to Nicaragua reality. What we have made, as you could see in the previous explanation, we are using extended overhands, different colors, different materials to adapt that architecture style to Nicaragua reality. If you want a checklist of finishes adapted to Nicaragua reality, send me a DM through my Instagram profile. Once I have presented the final renderings, the final proposal of the finishes to my clients, I commonly carry out a design meeting with them, because I want to triple check and make sure that what we have proposed is what they really want, what they really love. Because there is nothing costly than making changes on the fly during the construction process. We can say it's a pain for the contractor, for the designer, and for the clients. And most of the time, which is who is going to pay the extra cost is the client, the owner. So for that reason, this is just a part of what I provide to my clients, but I provide walkthroughs, virtual tours, 360 views, of the house, because I want to make sure that what they are watching is what they have envisioned. This is very important, because at this stage is where we can make changes. We can, move this, I don't know, island, move the toilet, move this wall, move the door, make the door bigger or something like that. This is the time. In this stage, in this step is where we can make all the changes that you have realized is better for you. And again, this way we avoid emotional decisions during construction. Remember, design is freedom, construction is commitment. In the next episode, I'm going to be showing you the final construction drawings, the technical drawings that I provide to my clients in order to have success with the construction. This way, the contractor has all the tools, all the documents, all the technical support and documentation to carry out the beach home construction. Building a beach house is not about copying images from Pinterest, for example. It's about process. What you have been seeing through this series is my recipe, my personal recipe on how I design beach homes. If you want to see the final design journey, subscribe to the channel. And if you're serious about building a home, a beach home here in Nicaragua, this channel will save you a lot of money and stress. Thank you very much for watching. I really enjoyed to create this content for you. I really love to help people that is coming from abroad and wants to live full time here in my country. Don't forget to like this video. This helps me a lot to continue with this project, this YouTube channel, and also hit the bell to be aware of more content like this. If you have any question regarding this step, please leave your comment in the box below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.